Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancier. I wanted to come briefly to say hello and to share a few thoughts with us, guidance, inspiration. For we're going to be moving we are moving closer to this new moon. There will be a moon in Virgo on March 1st, so it should be a very enlightening moon. And so there is also like this phenomenon of Venus and Mercury that have been conjuncting Neptune, which is in a triangle with Jupiter, so it will be very powerful, and they're going to move in front of Chiron, and then they're going to move both Venus and Mercury in Aries on March 6th. And then there is a very significant event that is coming up astrologically. I mean, that is Chiron is going to be leaving the constellation of Pisces. For Pisces is the depths of the inner depths, and we're going to move into the fire, into the beginning, from the end to the beginning. And Chiron is going to be moving from Pisces into Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. It is the one who brings self-mastery. It's the one who brings into our attention those things that need to be transmuted, balanced, harmonized. Because if we refuse to of course, I've always advised to stay focused on the wanted, on the beautiful, on the light, and this is the only focus. Yet there are certain things from our past that sometimes comes up into our consciousness, and if we refuse to face it, then those things are submerged and reappear over and over and over again until it is integrated. So Chiron help us to integrate with wisdom those older aspects so that we can move into a more integrated self. I wanted to bring the idea of all that makes us happy is good. Basically, everything that brings us, makes us happy is good. Yet, in many sense, we have to deactivate on some level the likes and dislikes of the ego in order to see everything as one part of the one love, the one extension of source that you are, that we are, that I am, that you are. And so once we can see it from a unified perspective, we can see that love is all there is, and that everybody's working on a different process within that. But in a sense, we still have to respect what we like and what we don't like, because we came in with those specific programmation, and so it is no use to pretend you like apple. If you love bananas and dislike apple, you don't want to convince yourself that all of a sudden you're going to be a fan of apple. It is not that. It is just to accept the fact that apples are, all fruits, all things are useful to some degree and so it is understanding what makes you feel good, what brings you to the joy, what brings you to the center. And in many sense, Friedrich Nietzsche explained that everything that does not kill us makes us stronger. So in a sense, always go towards what is fulfilling, towards joy and happiness. Yet if something is not joyful or happy, understand it is something that you placed on your past to make you stronger. We get to understand the meaning of negative people in our life. Everybody that's been a human being at some point must have been hurt by someone, or there must be many things that we consider that those people that have behaved in relationship to us with with ignorance, with selfishness, with greed, with all kinds of they were inferior consciousness that have hurt us in some way, but we have to learn to forgive. Otherwise, it is those people will be saying they're very important because they are teaching us forgiveness. Otherwise, it is like burden we carry. It's like if we don't forgive someone, the source will be submerged, but they will keep on emerging until we deal with it. And so you want to forgive and let go, release, trust the universe will educate every soul. So you can trust that God is fully aware of all things, and so you can release yourself from the desire, from the need to solve the situation on the physical plane. You just want to release it and let it go. There was a story that was told in order to illustrate that idea of consciousness. You might have heard it before, but the story was, everything is story, the life is a story. For this is a story, it is I don't know if it's a true story, but it explains the concept. And so it is the story of Jesus that was ready to incarnate on the earth for this magnificent mission of bestowal that he did. And before this incarnation, he came to go see a friend of his, Judas Iscariot, who was known on the earth as Judas Iscariot. He said, "Hey, my friend, you gotta come in. I want you to be part of this great adventure I'm about to go on the earth. I want you to be a close close associate of mine. And she just said, well, that's great. I can't wait to participate, to be part of that incredible adventure you're inviting me to share with you. And I say, well, but I have a favor to ask you. It's like, we're going to do that, but at some point you're going to have to betray me in the worst possible way. You crazy? I love you. I would never do that. It's like, and the karma and all those things. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. Well, you got to trust me there, because first you got to understand that there will be no karma, because I will forgive you, and so you will ascend with me. It's we came down together. We will ascend together, and because of that, you will teach me how to forgive, and you will show the world that I will be able to exemplify this idea of forgiveness. So it is very important. So will you trust me and come with me? I say, well, okay, well, if you insist, I will come with you. And so Judas is a good friend also. I'm a good friend. All the ascended masters, all those in the spirit realm, are all you can all count on them as friends. They're all in service to humanity, and so it is important to avail ourselves as much as possible to communicating with those beings. You have to understand that in the Quran, Allah explains that it forbids, any association is forbidden. Why does he say that? For it was at a very long time ago, but at the time the people of the desert were associated with demon and dark forces that they were like implicated with. And so when Muhammad came, he wanted to clear up all this program, yet, which he did in many sense, but yet when you associated with the word, it prevents you from associating with darkness, because in many sense, but associating with the light, with the angels, the archangels, the ascended master, with the God, the Elohim, all those great beings, so your spirit guides, those beings will make you whole, will show you things that will get you closer to your creator. And so they're a very, very important aspect of the spiritual evolution. For 30 years I've been working with spirit, and I've always involved my guides, and they've been able to show me so much more that I could see all just by myself. So it is very important. And today I wanted to speak about to be or not to be stoic. Stoicism is a movement that was like the counter effect of Epicureans. The Epicureans did the great difference that they did not believe that the gods or any invisible force could interfere within the human life, and therefore for them the world was completely linear and material. But the Stoic believed that there was the idea of providence, that the god could interfere if they wanted to, or that magical intervention was always possible. And so I have proven that to myself in my own life thousands of times. So therefore I am far more Stoic than an Epicurean on that level. In many sense, Stoicism came out of Plato. Plato was the Stoic by excellence. But if you have any comment on that, if you relate to those philosophies and philosophers, feel free to leave a comment to say what you like, what you don't like about those philosophy. The great Stoics are Seneca, Plutarch, Epictet, Marc Aurèle, Spinoza, Rousseau, Nietzsche. All those people are accepting the great idea of Stoicism is to accept the fate, accept all the things that you cannot change, yet work within the process of what you can change. Everything that you cannot change from within yourself is completely outside of your control, and therefore it does not concern you. The main problem with Stoicism is that some of them had a really hard life, and they were conditioned to expect always the worst, and so the worst always happened to them. But in many sense, it is about being amor fati of Nietzsche is in a sense is embrace your fate. It's like be one with life. Just take it as and do not be moved by the bumps on the road. Just like take life and embrace it. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. For we will, in many sense, we want to. Often speak about philosophy, but it's mostly about philology. Philology is studying the philosophies of the philosophers, when philosophy is about discovering personal wisdom that we can express to others. So in many sense, many philosophers that people are known as philosophers who are more like philologue, like Michel de Montaigne or even Nietzsche, or they're great philologue. They know philosophy so well, and they're able to dissect it, to contradict it, but it's all very, very interesting. Personally, of course, there was Descartes who also said that you don't need to read philosophy to find wisdom. Wisdom can be found anywhere in the world. Talking to any human beings, you will be able to discover wisdom if you are open to this wisdom. as within each moment of now there is the opening for anything to happen, as we are avail ourselves to that possibility. Well, so it is about being keeping our ears open and our eyes and ears open, speaking less but listening more and being more conscious of all those invisible forces to sensitize ourselves to the subtle realm, and then we are able to use life as a mirror where we are always getting insight from every situation, that are insight, personal insight that spirit gives us at any moment to add information so that we can approach every situation from a more solid perspective of light and wisdom. I'm going to share a few paintings before. Yesterday I showed this painting. It's the first one of a series. It's called I Am That I Am. It's a very small painting. It's very subtle. But I did 5 of those. I did this one, which is a little bit bigger. And here it is like the I Am That I Am. It's like a great mountain, and this great mountain there is the there is the Paradise Trinity on top of the I Am, and then the I Am That I Am, and here on the bottom you have this here and now. It says here and now, and there is a little guy here that's like trying to come out of the here and now, but it's like blocked by this thing to reach the I Am That I Am. It's quite an interesting painting, and maybe I may have a few details. Sometimes it's just a matter of like little touch, but it takes me about a month. If after a month I've been looking at a painting for a month and I see that it's finished and there is nothing else. It's very rare I go back into paintings that I painted 10 years ago. I mean, if it's done, it's done. I'd rather start something else. So this is the third one. So over there we move in. We have the I Am That I Am in terms of individual. Then we move into the higher connection to the mountains. And here we have the I Am That I Am as the solar system with all the constellation around it. And then here we move into the another form. It says the I Am That it says I Am That I Am. It's signed in 2030. They're all very, very different, and here we have this great light center with this pink light around it. So it is, in essence, it is the mother and all the galaxies that comes out of the center. And then the most advanced and complex that I did on this series so far is the I Am That I Am That I Am, Gilles Mansillon. Here we have the Paradise Trinity, which is symbol of the primal force, eternal force that comes down into the supreme I Am, the great I Am, the unificator, and then the Father, Mother, God of the universe, the Mother and the Father, and then it becomes one, it becomes you, it becomes me, and then there is an invocation that was inspired by the Teachers of the Light from the Gold Ring. It was in 2013. I was working with those energies, and it's an invocation that says it's between quotation. I am fulfilled and given all that I wish. In gratitude, I know that this feeling of joy, bliss, and happiness is eternal, as I am always given light, life, and love. So it is an invocation. It is something that recognizes your abundance, and as we recognize your abundance, this abundance has to flow. Well, I hope this was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a little song by a great artist that it took him about 30 years for him to burst into the world, but now his music is world famous. It was Bob Marley. It was like this. Old pirates, yes, they rob I. Sold I to a merchant ships, minute before they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I've ever have, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery, none but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophet, while we stand aside and look? Some say he's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'cause all I've ever have. Redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophet while we stand aside and look? Some say he's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I've ever had. Redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Well, I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day. I hope you do enjoy this new energies that is coming every day. There is new opportunities, new ways to feel. This is really about learning to feel more and to think less. So I hope that that will be good guidance for you. And I wish you a good day. Namaste.